the four right efforts. And this follows on from yesterday about the four fulfilling basis. And so as the same as yesterday, the four right efforts are actually part of the 7 factors of enlightenment. So basically, so Master covered 4 yesterday, 4 today. I think there should be another, probably the other 4, I think this 4 is on mindfulness. I think they will be covered presumably the next video recording. So these 4 right efforts will be powerful and steady. I was referring, why is it powerful and steady? In the analogy referring to the sturdiness of the great white ox. With diligent effort, and that's what this one of 4 right efforts. This diligent effort is by having the right exertions of the 4 right efforts and cultivate the virtuous dharma. The actions of body, speech, and mind must be properly engaged in the spiritual practice. And so that's what these 4 right efforts is about. With smooth and steady steps, and when we do that, then most steps will be smooth and steady, and follow these 4 teachings of the path, which is the 4 right efforts. So in the Master's explanation, so what is these 4 right efforts? Quickly give rise to goodness that has not a reason. Nurture any goodness that has already a reason. Prevent evil that has not a reason from arising, and quickly eliminate the evil that's already a reason. I will actually, if you recall, I actually covered these 4 right efforts or the right exertions in a couple of times in the past. But I will try to refresh your memory diagrammatically later. So in the 4 right efforts, I divide it into 2 efforts in wholesomeness and 2 efforts in unwholesomeness. Okay, so then it's easy to remember. Quickly give rise to goodness that has not a reason. Okay, so there's a goodness or the wholesomeness that have not a reason, you quickly arise it. If our thought is about helping others, then if we have the understanding with you, the people matters and things, give these thoughts of goodness to give rise to that. So if we have thoughts of evil and cannot be understanding, and then even if we do like this other person, we should quickly think of some way to get more understanding of situation. So therefore, these are the challenges to us in our mind, and these are things that create doubts to us. So even we meet people with bad habitual tendencies, so you got to see the good side of things. So therefore, it is important for us sometimes for us to be in practice. We meet with many different people. We meet because we walk amongst the masses. It's very easy to see what are the weak points of others. But if you could have that thought of these right efforts, you think of the good points. So the other hand, if goodness has already arisen, the wholesomeness already arisen, we must nurture it and grow that. And therefore you will always be in a wholesome practice. So therefore, we must diligently make the right effort. And goodness has already arisen means that already have good thoughts of the goodness, and we nurture them and quickly grow them. Then the 2 efforts in unwholesomeness, that evil has not yet a reason. That means has not yet a reason to prevent that from arising. So we must work hard not to give rise to any of thoughts which are evil. So therefore, to do this, this is where the consciousness of awareness that I've been explaining to you about, that you're aware of that. So even before it arises, you will prevent that from happening. So when evil thoughts arise, there are many things that are harmful, because one is just a reason. You will never know what things that of reflection will arise. So this is why we must make the right efforts and diligently cultivate our mind. But to do this, we must take good care of our hearts. So therefore, if you then look at this particular line, we must take good care of our hearts. That means that if the heart is good, the mind will behave. Basically, what it means, because the dawn to the heart, the dawn to the mind is the heart. So that's why we have to have virtues in us. When we have virtues in us, the mind will behave. So to quickly eliminate evil that has already arisen. Someone that has not arisen, but if it's already arisen, then we need to take diligent effort um, and, and practice. Make sure that our past mistaken behavior um, are quickly eliminated. So have a serious members put an end to that evil thought. So we must not let more thoughts of evil arise as a result of that. So in this sutra verse, that pulling these cards were great white ox in the skin, completely clean, the figures pleasing, and the body powerful. So, and they walk straight and smoothly and swiftly like the wind. And there are many attendants guarding each. So let's say this body powerful. And what is an analogy of this? Um, this analogy of this great wisdom leading the way. We can accomplish all virtuous dharma, eliminate all evil practices, which is what the four right efforts are about. So this is the part that not only have they powerful legs and strong limbs, they were also wise. Wise because they are walking the horse. Obviously, the ox is ahead of the cart, and then there are people following behind. So in so doing, they will have wisdom to lead all those following, including the cart. So the ox not only have powerful legs, okay, and also wise. So wisdom lead the way. We can accomplish all virtuous dharma, and in so doing, we eliminate all evil practices, which is the right having the right efforts, and to prevent evil from arising, and only goodness that arises in us with those efforts. So here, then they walk straight and smoothly, and this is straight and smoothly, meaning we can overcome afflictions. So remember, Master always say, do not deviate in virtue, do not leak in wisdom. And this is what it is. And how do we do that? By applying the four right efforts. So this is like overcoming affliction. So we're not distracted by any side shows in our life. When we are householders in practice, there are plenty of side shows, okay? So unlike in a monastic, they are very strict in about our practice. For us, we are still living the worldly life. So these are the things we have to face. So wisdom of emptiness of existence, and so we understand this part. We need to have that wisdom, emptiness, and of existence to be able to discern the four right efforts, so that they will not slow us down in our cultivation and veer off somewhere. So overcoming afflictions, and this is through the right efforts, and we do so because we understand the wisdom of emptiness and of existence, but not necessarily that we have realized the emptiness, and that is one that will create a lot more practice and efforts to do that. But the pure intrinsic Buddha nature is a wondrous existence, and that exists in all of us. But the only thing is that we are being covered through many, many lifetimes of afflictions that have encrusted our heart and obscured our mind. So we cannot allow the nature of the true sadness to be defiled, especially when we walk among the masses as well, because we meet 11 types of people. So we say, therefore, to do this, we see the goodness in people, we do not see the negative side of them. So since we're on the right course and walking the body path, we should not be stopped by obstacles and without deviating. And so therefore we walk straight and smoothly. Then the other part, and swiftly like the wind, it means move quickly and the steps are very smooth. And this is an analogy of how the right wisdom is applied, so that we do not get distracted in any way and in any form. And this is how we can expedite the attainment of Buddhahood. Do you know that if you can even suppress an affliction, it saves you infinite lifetimes of rebirth? And why is that the case? Imagine if there was just one affliction, that one affliction create multiple causes. It's like throwing a stone on a steel pond and the ripples all over. So cause A will really do cause B, cause C, cause D, and replicate throughout many people. So that's the reason why Master always say, do not even deviate an inch in our practice. Okay. So this is how we walk swiftly in a path and quickly as soon as possible. And there were many attendants guarding each. So what is this many attendants guarding each? This is the truth of the Dharma realm. And it deals with all conditioned Dharma. Conditioned Dharma, it got pure and impure, which I run through very quickly. It possesses all countless virtues. And this is the treasury of the Dharma realm. So only by comprehending the great path can we awaken our wisdom. So, and wisdom then, because we need to awaken our wisdom, because without waking wisdom is like walking blind. Then we'll be stuck in the samsaric realm. But once we are working the wisdom, you can see the light on the path within us, and that will lead us through. And then naturally, people will follow us harmoniously, and people will be harmonious with people as well. So, what are the truths of the Dharma realm? This obviously through the Dharma realm, which you understand is the cause and effect. And the Buddha Dharma, what is this treasure Dharma realm, and which is the Buddha Dharma? So in all these things, the Buddha Dharma, there is, we need to understand, because we live this life that we are right now, and there are very manifestation of various conditions, and that the phenomena or things, phenomena of people, matters, and objects. So outwardly, we deal with conditioned Dharma, and inwardly, the unconditioned Dharma. So the conditioned Dharma that we see are all the worldly things, okay, all the phenomena that happens in the worldly ways, the people, matters, and objects. But internally, that is the unconditioned Dharma, and that conditioned Dharma is the emptiness of existence, and that can only come about if you're in stillness or in samadhi in practice. So if you recall, I've said that when you cultivate externally, be mindful. When you cultivate internally, be aware. So one has, there's no two ways about this. One has to grow in consciousness, okay, to be in practice, especially for us and our householders, because we face this condition day in, day out, at work, at play, at house, all over the place. So therefore, this conditioned Dharma, we need to understand very well, because we don't understand the conditioned Dharma, you'll be absorbed by those conditions. And internally, and we need to still our heart and our mind to walk in the conditioned Dharma, and that's about awareness. So this can only come about if you practice the four right efforts. So the conditioned and unconditioned Dharma, I just explained, the unconditioned Dharma is actually the true principles, right? Because it's emptiness of all conditions, emptiness of phenomena. And the external part of it, like people, matters, objects, they were pure, impure. Obviously, they will be pure and impure, because when you walk amongst the family, they see the purity of the practice. When you go back to the worldly life at work, there was plenty of impurity at work and even at play. So the biggest time, you see, our true suchness have been covered by multiple layers and layers of affliction. And that's the reason why we can get so easily influenced and we react to those conditions. And that's why it's not easy to then cultivate in the conditioned Dharma. So therefore, we must return to the truth of our condition, unconditioned, wondrous existence. That's what we are trying to do. So this treasure of the Dharma realm is that, so inwardly, all we possess, which is the Buddha possesses all the countless virtues of nature. And this is the treasury Dharma, the treasure of the Dharma realm, which is contained in the Buddha Dharma. So we are in the Dharma generating age, and it is slowly dissipating. So that is the reason why today we've seen so many different paths, and paths that and you know very well the path that have deviated, and that's why we need to discern very well and use our wisdom mind to do so. So to turn the Dharma wheel to transform all being, and that's what it is in the Bodhisattva path. So the Dharma contains infinite and boundless merits. And as you all know, then when we walk this Bodhisattva path, and we need to have to practice what we have applied the Dharma in our daily life, as well as to apply to help those who are in our unfortunate situation. This is called fundamental wisdom. So the treasury of the Dharma realm is also fundamental wisdom because it contains both good and evil seeds. So therefore, because we learn, as a result, we should learn what is good and evil. So in the Bodhisattva vows, and what's the vow is to uproot all evil passion, and that's what, and that relates also to the applying the right efforts. So, and this one is deposited because all the seeds, whether good or evil, they will be in the eight consciousness, and then we purify this so that we can then return to the ninth consciousness. So remember that I once said to you all that this powerful journey that we're undertaking is a journey of discovery, uncovery, and rediscovery. So the rediscovery is the return to the ninth consciousness. Therefore, the fundamental wisdom contains both good and evil seeds and give rise to pure and impure phenomena. So therefore, we never use some wisdom mind to understand and discern what is pure and impure. So this is what I summarize here, the practice of right efforts. And this is easy to remember: before arising and arisen. Okay, in our wholesome state of mind, prevent before it arising and unwholesomeness. When it's a reason, abandon it. In the case of a wholesome state, we arouse before it arising, and we maintain it after a reason. So the fundamental wisdom, as I mentioned earlier, contains good and evil seeds. Then by applying this, we only arise what is good. We maintain what is good. And that's what this whole teaching is about today. So in contemplation, with the four right efforts, you will be able to practice moment to moment, is it not? Because that's why, and sometimes we practice just a split moment. Before, even in the moment of stillness, we prevent the arising of an unwholesome thought. So therefore, and for apply the right exertion, you have to practice moment to moment. So the exertions of preventing, abandoning, arousing, and maintaining the wholesome state of mind require the right mental qualities to concentrate in your practice. And what are these mental qualities? These are yesterdays. Then you must put in practice the four bases of the fulfilling power yesterday, if you remember: the power of aspiration, right? The power of the efforts, the power of the thought, and the power of the wisdom, and which was yesterday's teaching. So what I did in this contemplation is to connect from today's teaching from yesterday. So on relationship, the truth is suffering is part of life. So sometimes there's no such thing as a perfect relationship. Okay, relationship is balanced today, it will be unbalanced tomorrow. That is the law of karma, and that's why you have relationship, is to settle karmic scores. You cannot pray to get rid of suffering, but if you pray for the divine wisdom and compassion to guide you, to cultivate to deal with your suffering, and then you can do. And that is what teachings are, and that's why I apply the teachings. And when you're the downflow of the contemplation of insights or spiritual insights of the teachings. So suffering is part of cultivation to purify the body, the speech, and the mind by applying the right efforts. Okay, with that, Gan En, brothers and sisters, thank you so much.
Gan En, thank you so much, Brother Chin.